What's going on, TCG fans? JP here, back. We got another video. You thought Gundam Wing was all that I had? Well, I don't think so. We have Gundam Seed. That's right. Another deck that's one of my close favorites growing up all the way through. And I'm going to show you a new deck that might be a nightmare.
Fight for freedom and justice.
All right, guys and girls, let's go ahead and take a look here exactly what I mean by playing mono white. Now, it has a little bit of blue in it, which is great because it compensates for all the white that you're going to play in here. But at least when you look at it, you're going to say, dang, I don't even run a single base in here, but I have full protection. To give an idea, let's go and take a look. So we play for freedom. So for freedom Gundam is perfect because not only are you a blocker, you can also, whenever you attack with a unit or a white unit, they're going to lose 2 AP. And that's perfect because that's full coverage for every white card that you play in here. That's going to also minus 2 AP on a unit. So it basically not lets you take damage if their AP is 0. So you're not ricocheting off, damage or mitigating damage as you're proceeding to take away their shields and win the game. So it's perfect. I enjoy this card a lot because playing it at 4 is necessary. And this card seems to be getting bought out every so often. So please get get yourselves a copy before it goes up. Next on our list, who didn't really go up, but I also play it, is Justice Gundam. And 4 of them is definitely necessary. Justice Gundam is definitely the better one over Freedom when you think about it. Because it chooses one of your triple ship alliance unit tokens, and it can attack the turn it's deployed. So not only do you play this, you get one of the tokens that you see above up here, and at the same time, that token can attack when you pair the right unit. So you can pair it with Zala, you can do it with Kigali, you can do it with Kira. Any unit will definitely be noticeable in this deck for you to get this blocker, or token I should say, and it's a blocker too, so it's perfect, especially in this type of situation. Next on our list, we play for Ale Strike Gundam. Ale Strike Gundam is one of the structure decks that came out that was very preceding, especially in how it's a blocker, and if there's a unit with 4 or less HP, you return it to the hand. So it also gives that opponent a second chance to play it. Unfortunately, if they have a pilot, yeah, okay, it returns with the pilot, but at least in the sense of trying to get more ahead, in that sense, you can go ahead and attack their shields. This is perfect. And the reason I say it's perfect is because you're only going after the shields and you're blocking yours. So it gives full coverage and more strategy to think, at least in this deck. Next on our list is 4 Strike Rouge. Strike Rouge is a really good blocker. If you tap a resource, you can choose one of your rested white units with blocker and reactivate it. So it's giving you more opportunity to continuously block if necessary, and if you have the resources to pay for, you return your blocker into active status, which proceeds back to Freedom. Freedom is a very good blocker, like I said, but also at the same time, all of your AP goes down to 0 if necessary, because you have Kira Yamato. I'm pretty sure you're putting your opponent at 0. So this is good strategy when playing this deck. And like I said, there's a lot of thinking into it, so it's a good idea. Next on our list, we play the Choo Choo's Demi Trainer. Now, Choo Choo's Demi Trainer is a great mobile suit, because at the same time you draw and discard. So if you necessarily want to get rid of a hand and you got like 6 pilots in your hand, it's good to draw and get rid of it. Also getting ready to get your unit, so it's good draw power in a sense to keep you going. So I think Choo Choo's Demi Trainer is great. It's a good 3/1, it's a cost 2/2, so it's perfect. It's right within the area of you at least getting board advantage while you're playing it. And the same thing with Strike Rouge, it's a 3/2, so it's giving you more advantage to play. Next on our list is M1 Astray. So M1 Astray, which is part of the Seed series, is a good blocker as well. While you have another triple ship alliance unit in play, it gets 1 AP and the blocker status. So it's like, well, I don't care what I'm playing, the white card will have blocker anyway. So this is good if you have more triple ship alliance units on the field. Remember, you can only have 6 on the field at once, but this is perfect. I don't see nothing wrong with this card at all, and it's really good because you're giving more structure to the deck. So not only do you get to draw 2 or draw 1, discard 1, it becomes a blocker. You see what I'm saying? So good idea. And of course, we have our 2/2s, the vanilla strike dagger. Striker dagger, or strike dagger, I should say, is really necessary because, like I said, it's a 3/2. It's a very good cost, and at the same time, if you have M1 or straight, it becomes a blocker. So you have enough ability to continuously block your opponent every single time they try to attack a shield. Now, there, like I said, that green deck that I did in the previous profile has the ability to get rid of your blockers, but you might be able to push through as long as you're able to play strategically in getting rid of their units. So this is a good idea, I think, in this situation. Next, we have our pilots that we go over. Of course, we have 4 Kira Yamato. And again, like I said, he's a 2/1, and he chooses an enemy unit to get us -2 AP when it attacks. So again, this is a great unit to go ahead and send that unit to 0 if close to 0. So you're not taking too much damage while you're using your blockers for attacking, as well as Strike Rouge to reactivate the rested unit once it attacks. So it's a perfect strategy. Next, we have 2 Kigali. Kigali is really good. Like I said, Kigali gives a unit blocker. So it's an extra unit or extra pilot to give a unit blocker status if you don't get to M1 or straight. It also makes Justice a blocker in a sense, because it gives that extra push that's necessary when dealing this type of ordeal. So I think this is great. Strategically, this is what we want to keep on board when we're playing this type of deck, to keep them on avenue. Next, we have 4 Unforeseen Incident, which is a really good incident card. And the reason I say it's a good incident card is because you can lower 3 AP during battle, especially when they go in for an attack. If they go in to attack a blocker, you can actually play this as an action, and then AP goes down, and then your unit may be safe. So this is good playing. This is a 1 cost, so it's a great counter to anything that attacks you. So like I said, this is a very good strategic structure deck card to start. 3 AP is pretty much any standard unit that comes to the board. So this is a perfect opportunity to put them where they need to be out of commission. And then, of course, last but not least, for the white cards, we have 4 Unforeseen Affection. Who needs a draw 2 plus discard 1? This is great. This is a great card. Again, it's a cost 1. So the less resource you play, the better advantage you have here to take your opponent down. Freedom and Justice work together hand in hand to continuously block and be able to penetrate those shields, getting them off the board. So I appreciate the compensation between Author and Kira being best friends. They actually work in this game hand in hand. They may not be like joint partners, but if you pilot the right unit, this is a great strategy to protect your opponent. I will go over the blue cards in the next part of this section, so that way it gives you an idea that this is not just all white. There's a blue section that's actually really good, so get ready for that. All right, you guys, I only have 42 cards in the deck, but 8 cards definitely compensate for the white portion, which is why these blue are selected to play in this deck. It actually gives a good defense, that offense that is necessary when playing this deck. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and showcase 4 Gundam that come out of the structure deck. This Gundam has a repair 2, and when paired, you get everything +1. So the offense, like I mentioned, that Freedom and Justice and Strike Rouge and everybody, they get an extra 1. That's good, because that extra 1 could push through and get rid of certain cards that also cause trap heavy situation like blockers and such. You can even get over like big shields. It's great. This is an excellent portion to this deck. I don't see any other Gundam at the moment until later that would compensate for this. And of course, last but not least, the last Gundam, or last 4 cards that I would run is Amuro Ray. Amuro Ray is very excellent. It puts blockers to sleep. It puts anything active in rest mode. So it's superior among its predecessor when pilot with the Gundam, because the Gundam gives it +1 and you can rest. If you do it with like Justice, you can rest and return. So it's it's super excellent. I think this is great. With Amuro Ray being part of this ensemble, it's going to be really good with the defense, I believe. And in suggestion, I think if I were to pick any other pilot like Arthur and Zala, I would need a better Arthur and Zala instead of the one that we got in the structure deck with the Siege Strike. I don't really like that one as much because it doesn't give what this deck definitely deserves, which is the protection as well as the offense to go with it. Arthur is more of a support, which most of the Zaf units are support, which is not good right now, at least in my opinion. Either want to go for the strategic breach, which is push through, or you want to block and push through. Right now, this format, I don't understand it. Like, it goes either way. And there really is no format right now. Like I said, this is phase one, as they say. It's phase one, so it's anyone's game, depending on how you build your deck. And again, that's it for this segment, you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you do like what you saw so far, hit the like, comment, again, subscribe. Please, if you have any suggestions or anything that I could change out, like I mentioned earlier, put it in the comments below. Definitely want to hear from you. And let's build this community, because Gundam is the next game that's going to surprise everyone with the new cards that are coming out. And most of the designs are just mind-blowing, so it's good to buy, and hopefully we can get the product more. You guys take care of yourselves. Peace.